Hi, Imri from Zor here. This instructional video will go over proper use of your new Zor X core. Zor X is a brand new concept in the gun world, both in the way it fits and is extracted from the gun, and in its unlocking technology, our revolutionary rapid dial. It's important that you take a few moments to watch this video carefully and all the way through. Before the first use of your Zor X, make sure to read the safety instructions, which are located in the beginning of your owner's manual. Always practice safe firearm handling and treat your firearm as if it is loaded even when locked with your Zor X. Remember, ejecting a lock with a loaded magazine in the gun will automatically charge a round. If you are not planning on chambering a round, make sure there is no magazine present in the gun. Each Zor X is caliber specific, and while it will fit most gun models in its caliber, it does not fit them all. Only use your lock with weapons listed as compatible on our website. If you use your lock on a gun that is incompatible, it will not eject smoothly and in some cases may even jam. Inside the box, you'll find an envelope with a user's manual and a backup code. You will use this backup code to open your lock for the first time, and more importantly, it will remain your backup code throughout ownership of your lock. The code is embedded in the device and can't be changed. It's critical that you protect the code from the eyes of anyone not authorized to use your gun. Keep this code in a secure place in case you ever forget the code you set yourself. For your privacy and security, we do not keep a copy of your code here at Zor. The Zor X lock arrives locked into a protective sleeve. Save this sleeve. It is designed to allow you to practice using the lock without the use of a firearm and also to protect the device when it is not in use. It has a lanyard hole and can be hung or secured. And now let's get to opening your device for the first time. To open the lock and set your code, you first scratch the gray area on your backup code card to reveal the permanent backup code. Enter that code into your Zor X to unlock it. The dial counts your clicks. Changing directions begins the next digit. It doesn't matter what position you start from or in which direction you start. For example, if the code were 654321, start turning in one direction, doesn't matter which, count 6 clicks, turn in the other direction and count 5 clicks. Turn in the other direction, count 4, then 3, then 2, and 1. If you started spinning the dial beforehand or made a mistake entering your code, simply turn the dial in the opposite direction to start again. There's no need to wait. The dial looks for the correct click sequence and recognizes it as soon as it's entered. The dial will also recognize the last digit of your code as correct, even if you ran past it. Once the correct code is entered, you will see a green light and the lock button will pop out. Note the indication that the device is unlocked is if you can see the yellow ring around the locking button in its entirety, not partially. Now that the device is unlocked, you can remove it from the sleeve. To remove the sleeve, turn it and pull it off. Whenever you use the sleeve, make sure to turn it so that it engages the steel connecting rod of the lock. This turn simulates the fit of the device in the chamber of the gun. Without the turn, the lock button will not pop out all the way. You can set a new personal code only when the device is unlocked. The code can contain up to 20 digits. Each digit can be from 1 to 9 clicks long. A strong code will include at least 5 digits. A code with less than 5 digits will be easy to crack with enough playing with the dial. So now let's change the code. Press the center of the dial and hold it down for 5 seconds until the orange light starts blinking. Enter the code you want to use, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press the center of the dial briefly. The green light will begin to blink as well. Enter your code a second time, then press the center of the dial briefly. The green light will stop blinking. If the operation was successful, both the orange and the green lights will light up for 1 second. If you make a mistake entering the code, a red light will turn on. Just start the process over by pressing in on the dial for 5 seconds again. Now you can start using your Zor X lock. To lock, make sure there's no magazine in the gun and that the chamber is empty. Lock the slide in the open position, point the muzzle down. While the Zorex is unlocked, place the locking unit in the chamber, pushing it in all the way. In some guns, the lock won't fit securely in the chamber until the slide is released. In this case, hold the Zorex lock until the slide is forward and the lock is pushed all the way into the chamber. You can either release the slide using your slide lock, or you can release the slide manually and hit the back of the slide with the base of your palm so that the gun's extractor fits into the extractor groove on the lock. For guns with an external extractor, pressing on the back of the extractor will decrease the pressure on the extractor tooth, allowing for smoother closing of the slide on the lock. Enter your code. If you entered the code correctly, the green light will turn on for 1 second. Press and hold the lock button for about 2 seconds until it remains in its locked position. To make sure the device is locked and fits securely in the chamber with the extractor seated correctly in the extractor groove, try racking the slide. It should be locked forward. If you rack the slide and are able to move the slide back while the device is locked in the barrel, then the extractor tooth was not properly seated. If that happens, pull the slide back and release it on the lock. Make sure that the extractor tooth has seated securely in the extractor groove on the lock. For guns with an external extractor, press on the back of the extractor. You can now insert a magazine into the gun. To open your Zorex, enter your code. When the lock button pops out, rack the slide. There are 3 very important things to keep in mind when ejecting the device. First, keep your fingers clear of the lock when charging the gun. If your finger touches the lock, it makes it difficult for the lock to eject smoothly. So, hold it this way, not this way. Or hold it this way and not this way. This point is especially important for compact and subcompact pistols, since there's less room for your fingers. Second, charge your gun with the same force as when you normally charge it, which means pull the slide back hard and release it. Third, the lock is designed to work properly with a loaded magazine in the gun. Ejection of the lock is much smoother when a loaded magazine is inserted into the gun. This is because of the upward pressure from the top round against the locking mechanism. We recommend practicing with a magazine loaded with snap caps, like these. Make sure there are no live rounds in the magazine or in the vicinity. Most importantly, train safely. That's all for the basic use of the device. Here are a few more important notes for using your lock. You should always operate the lock either within the barrel or within the accompanying sleeve. If you accidentally lock the device outside of your gun and the locking unit is this position, as opposed to this position, insert the lock firmly into the sleeve all the way in and rotate the sleeve into the groove. If the sleeve's not available, you can insert the lock into an unloaded and cleared gun, release the slide onto the lock. This will return the locking unit to its correct unlocked position. We recommend practicing unlocking your Zorex at least once a week. Even though your battery will last for 3,500 uses, which are lockings and openings, which is over 2 years worth of normal use, we recommend checking the battery status once a week. Just like with your firearm, the more you handle your lock and practice with it, the more comfortable and fast you will be at using it. Here's how to check your battery. Press down on the dial for 2 seconds. This will activate the battery status indicator light. Green is full, orange is weak, and the battery should be replaced. Red means the battery is drained. If you get a red light, the device will not allow you to lock it until you change the battery. This is how to change the battery. Your Zorex uses one CR2 battery. Open the battery cover by turning it counterclockwise with a flathead screwdriver or a coin. Remove the old battery and replace with a new one, with a positive end towards the dial. Screw on the battery cover. Use force. Press the dial for 2 seconds to check the battery. It should be green. One last point to keep in mind. Zorex is a highly durable product capable of withstanding falls. Having said that, in order to ensure the maximum lifetime of the product, we recommend that during daily use or when practicing ejecting the lock, that you avoid letting it hit the floor. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great time using your ZORX lock, the fastest way from locked to loaded. For more information and updates, visit our website at www.zor.life. Zor, own your gun.